In our previous video on practical prompt engineering, we touched on some of the ethical considerations when using prompts in language models. Here, we will dive deeper into the reasons why ethical considerations are critical when using ChatGPT prompts. First and foremost, prompts that are unreliable or biased can have negative impacts on people's lives. ChatGPT has the potential to provide information and advice, so it is important that this information is accurate and responsible. For example, if a prompt is designed to provide medical advice or financial guidance, it must be written in a way that is reliable and unbiased. Secondly, prompts that contain unauthorized use of sensitive information can lead to legal issues or trust breaches. ChatGPT should not be allowed to handle sensitive information, such as personal data and confidential details, unless authorized by your company. It is important to ensure that this information is protected and not misused, as it can lead to negative consequences for individuals, the companies they work for, and society as a whole. Thirdly, prompts designed to influence or manipulate individuals can have severe consequences on individuals and society, so it is crucial to consider the implications in areas such as politics and advertising. And finally, the use of prompts in ChatGPT raises concerns about bias and discrimination, which can occur due to the use of biased data or models, leading to the propagation of stereotypes and inequality. Keeping ethical considerations as a priority when developing prompts for ChatGPT is key to ensuring that the technology is used responsibly and for the benefit of society. It is essential to consider the potential consequences of the prompts and take proactive measures to mitigate them. One way to maintain the ethicality of the responses generated by ChatGPT is the language and information used in your prompts. To start, ensure that the language used is responsible and accurate. Because vague or imprecise prompts can lead to incorrect or even harmful information being provided, they should be reviewed by subject matter experts for appropriateness and accuracy. For example, in prompts related to medical advice, incorrect information can have serious consequences for a person's health. Avoid biased or discriminatory information in prompts to ensure ethical use of ChatGPT. One way to achieve this is to use language that is inclusive and avoids perpetuating stereotypes, prejudices, or any particular viewpoint or agenda. This can be achieved by using reliable sources and making sure that the information provided through prompts is factually accurate and supported by evidence. Finally, be aware of inappropriate language or the use of sensitive information in prompts, as this can have various consequences, including legal, reputational, and societal. In politics and advertising, the use of prompts to influence people's perceptions, beliefs, and behaviors can be a real concern. Ensure that prompts do not spread false information. In politics, unethical use of prompts could lead to manipulation of public opinion and even influence election outcomes. For example, if a political campaign were to use ChatGPT to generate biased or misleading information through prompts, it could have a significant impact on voters' perceptions and decisions. Ensure that prompts do not manipulate individuals. In advertising, unethical use of prompts could lead to false or misleading claims about products or services, potentially leading to consumer harm or even legal action. For example, if a company were to use ChatGPT to generate prompts that make false claims about the benefits of a product, it could lead to consumers making purchasing decisions based on inaccurate information. Therefore, it is essential to ensure that prompts used in politics and advertising are designed and deployed in an ethical and responsible manner, with appropriate safeguards in place. This includes ensuring that language is clear and factual, and that the information provided is not biased or discriminatory in nature. The potential use of sensitive information in ChatGPT prompts comes with significant ethical considerations and responsibilities. Therefore, it is important to implement strict security measures and data protection policies to safeguard any sensitive information that ChatGPT users may handle. Potential consequences of privacy breaches in ChatGPT could include the following: legal and financial penalties, companies or individuals responsible for the breach could face legal action and hefty fines for violating privacy laws. Loss of trust. Breaches related to the use of ChatGPT may cast doubt on the service altogether, leading to loss of revenue and reputation damage for all parties involved. Identity theft. Sensitive information can be used by cybercriminals to steal someone's identity, access their financial accounts, or commit other forms of fraud. Discrimination. If sensitive information is accessed or used improperly, it could result in discrimination or bias against certain individuals or groups. Public backlash. If a privacy breach becomes public, there could be a significant negative backlash from the media, public, and advocacy groups, which could further damage the reputation of the company or individual responsible for the breach. When using ChatGPT, we must protect privacy and prevent malicious use of information. This includes ensuring that any sensitive information is not shared through prompts and is kept secure and not used for any harmful purposes. One way to do this is by implementing appropriate security measures, such as encryption and access controls, to prevent unauthorized access to the information. Additionally, it is important to establish clear policies and guidelines for the use of ChatGPT prompts and to ensure that all users are aware of these policies and the consequences of violating them. It is also important to regularly review and update these policies to verify that they remain effective and up to date with changing technologies and threats. By taking these steps, we can help make sure that ChatGPT is used responsibly and for the benefit of society, while also protecting the privacy and security of individuals' sensitive information. Regular review and evaluation of prompts are essential to identify potential ethical issues and ensure that the prompts align with ethical principles and standards. One way to do this is to establish a process for reviewing and evaluating prompts before they are used in ChatGPT. This process should involve a team of experts who can identify potential ethical issues and suggest ways to mitigate or avoid them. During the review process, it is important to consider various factors, such as the language used in the prompts, the information being passed on, and the potential impact on individuals or society as a whole. This review process should also take into account feedback from users and stakeholders who may have concerns about the prompts or their use. To ensure that prompts continue to align with ethical principles and standards, it is also important to regularly evaluate them through user testing, feedback collection, and impact analysis of the prompts on individuals and society. Any issues that arise during this evaluation process should be addressed promptly to ensure that the prompts continue to be used in a responsible and ethical manner. Maintaining transparency in the use of prompts and the information collected by ChatGPT is also key for ensuring ethical considerations are being met. One way to achieve transparency is by providing clear information about the purpose of prompts and how the information collected will be used. This can be done through a privacy policy or terms of use document that is easily accessible to users. Another important aspect of maintaining transparency is being open about the limitations of ChatGPT and the prompts it can provide. ChatGPT is still an AI system and can have limitations in its ability to provide accurate or complete information. By being transparent about these limitations, users can make informed decisions about the information they receive from ChatGPT. It is also important to allow users to have control over their information and how it is used. This can be done through options for opting out of data collection or deletion of personal information upon request. By providing users with control over their information, ethical considerations around privacy can be met. Regular communication with users about updates to the system and any changes in the use of prompts can also promote transparency. This can include notifications about updates to the privacy policy or changes in how data is collected and used. By keeping users informed, they can make informed decisions about the use of their personal information. To ensure that prompts align with these ethical principles and standards, several measures can be taken. First, consult ethical guidelines. ethical guidelines can provide a framework for developing prompts that align with ethical principles. For instance, the IEEE Global Initiative on Ethics of Autonomous and Intelligent Systems provides a set of principles for designing AI systems that are transparent, accountable, and unbiased. Second, use diverse input sources. Input sources for prompts should be diverse to ensure that biases are minimized. For instance, if developing a prompt for medical advice, input sources from a diverse set of medical professionals can help minimize the risk of biased information. Next, test prompts for bias. Before deploying prompts, it is important to test them for potential biases. This can be achieved through a process of validation where multiple users with different backgrounds interact with the prompts and provide feedback. Finally, incorporate transparency and accountability. Prompts should be designed to be transparent and accountable, meaning that users should have a clear understanding of how the prompts work and how their information will be used. Additionally, there should be mechanisms in place to hold developers and users accountable for any unethical use of prompts. By following these measures, developers and users of ChatGPT can ensure that prompts align with ethical principles and standards, minimizing potential negative consequences and maximizing the technology's benefits for society.